यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. May the Almighty Sri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health with great immunity, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family and friends. Let us begin Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 51 of the 18th chapter. It means the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Let us read it. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Buddhya Vishuddhaya Yuktaha Dhatyatmanam Niyamya Cha Shabdadin Vishayans Tyaktva Ragadveshau Vyudasya Cha. In the last verse, Bhagavan Krishna said a person after attaining the knowledge, what kind of benefits and what kind of the result he experiences out of the knowledge. That he explained. Now we saw from the verse number 41, Bhagavan has started to give a unique summary to select proper karma according to one's own nature. That will help us to get Naishkarmya Siddhi. Naishkarmya Siddhi means, it's a kind of attainment that usually is not attained by others. When you do or you perform karma, normally when you perform a karma, you will get punya or papa. That is the normal result. But if you perform with a different attitude, the attitude which is prescribed by Shastra, at that time you will get a unique benefit. That unique benefit is known as Naishkarmya Siddhi. That attitude is what is called Yajna Bhavana. That's what the summary which Bhagavan elaborated very nicely, by realizing the nature of our system, by realizing the varieties of the field in our life, then one can become an eligible one for Shastra. When he learns the Shastra, then what kind of result that he would get. The Bhagavan himself says, I'm going to let you know in short. So what kind of the result a person gets out of knowledge and what kind of life that he leads. This is like a prayojana. This is the benefit of this knowledge. As we already know, Vedanta study has got 3 steps, which we call it Jnana Yogam, and we should not forget the divisions. The total spiritual life is divided into 5 steps. The last 3 steps are called Jnana Yoga. Then what is the first step? Called Karma Yoga. Now the Karma Yoga, then Upasana Yoga, then Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga. So by adapting the proper attitude towards karma, one can convert a normal karma into yoga. So once he is able to convert karma into yoga, he will get a kind of eligibility. Then he will be having a subtle mind to convert every upasana, means every subtle karma into a upasana. This is the second stage, which is called bhakti. Then the third stage is called shravanam, receiving knowledge from a guru. Then the mananam, means examining the knowledge of Shastra with one's own experience. Okay. Then the final one is called Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasana means just assimilating. So now the 18th chapter is nothing but the assimilation which is in the form of summary. But every Shatkam means what? 6 chapters. Prathama Shatkam, which we calculated from 1 to 6, the subject matter of it is Tvam Padartha Visheshaha, means the detailed teaching of an individual. Then the second one is what? Detailed teaching of the universe and God. Then the third one is called equation. Now the first Shatkam has the Nididhyasana Adhyaya, which is called Dhyana Yoga. So we studied 5 chapters first, 1 to 5, then assimilated by the chapter number 6. Then we studied the second Shatkam, 7 to 11. So those 5 chapters has got one Nididhyasana, which is called Bhakti Yoga. Then the final one, which is called 18th chapter, so which also becomes as a Nididhyasanam. That Nididhyasanam is explained by Bhagavan, means after attaining the knowledge, so what the impact that person gets, what kind of result, then what kind of things he has to get it done to digest the knowledge. If at all he digests properly, then what kind of benefit that he achieves. All those things are revealed in the remaining verses, means up to the end of this chapter. Now this verse number 51 talks about the maturity and what he gets the qualification out of Karma Yoga. Buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha dhrityatmanam yamyacha shabdadin vishayan stektva ragadveshavyudasya cha. The person who has attained knowledge, who has received Shravanam from a Guru Shastra, now he is endowed with the knowledge of Shastra. Then what he has to do with pure mind, Vishuddhaya Buddhya, with the pure mind means the mind which is matured by the Karma Yoga, Yuktaha, Vishuddhaya Buddhaya Yuktaha, the person who is endowed with pure mind, Dhritya Atmanam Niyamya. So having self-controlled with courageous, Shabdadin Vrishayan Stektva, not paying attention towards the outside world, means all the Shabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The outside world means what? Sound, form or name or taste, smell, just keeping outside world as outside. Bahihi Bahyan Kritva. So we saw in the 6th chapter the same definition. So when you sit for the meditation, you have to quit the outside world. You have to be with you. Ragadvesha vyudasya. So when you leave outside world, still there are some kind of likes and dislikes which exist in our mind. So they will bring emotional imbalance. Therefore, just removing all of them. Then the next verse. Vivikta sevi laghvasi yatavakaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. After becoming matured, means after having the self-restraint, one should be in a secluded places. Secluded means in the positive way we have to say. We can say that a solitude. He should not depend on anybody. He should live alone. He should be independent. Laghvasi. And bringing the discipline in eating habits. Yatava kaya manasa. Controlling, having control over the speech, the mind and the body. Dhyana yoga paraha. Nityam vairagyam samapashitaha. Having focused in the dhyanam. Dhyanam means what? Paranitha is a dhyanam. Paranitha means what? Nitha means what? Establishment. Para means what? In the Brahman. That is the subject of dhyanam. Nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. Having, practice, the long-term practice. Then he continues. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuchya nirmama shantaha brahma bhuyaya kalpate. And not giving priority to ahankara. Ahankaram vimuchya. Balam vimuchya. Not having desire to examine one's own strength, just keeping out. Darpam means keeping all kinds of emotional disturbance out. Kamam, desire is kept out and not becoming victim of anger, krodha. Then parigraham vimuchya, not owning many materials with him. These are all the preparations for nididhyasanam. Then nirmamaha shantaha, that person, one who has neutralized this ahankara and mamakara. The self-ego must be not given importance. Then the mindness, that mind notion has to be dropped. That person is eligible to become a Brahman. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. The person who is very matured, he is eligible to become Brahman, means to identify himself with the Brahman. The next verse. Brahma bhotah prasannatma nashochati na kankshati samas sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. Now that person, one who is eligible to become Brahman. So after becoming Brahman, so that person will be having very clear buddhi and mind. He doesn't worry for anything. He doesn't desire for anything. He will have a samadarshanam. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. Then he will have my bhakti, which is called para bhakti. The para nishtha will help a person to get para bhakti. This is a supreme bhakti, which is known as Advaita bhakti. The bhakti in oneness. Bhaktya mam abhijanati ya avaneschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. With the para bhakti, he is able to understand me as I am. Tatvataha mam jnatva. Then after understanding me as I am, means after understanding me how it is to be understood, he becomes me alone. He becomes one with me. That is the sense. One with me, he could experience the Ishvara with him. Because Shastra brings three kinds of understanding. Once a person gets this level, I call it level or this kind of maturity, for him, he will realize, because before the knowledge, he was thinking that I am the person who is going to die. Now he will understand, I am not going to die. And the person, the normal person will think this world exists, it's true, it troubles me. But this person, he will come to know the reality of the world. The reality of the world is what? Mithya. And he will also become free from samsara, means the disturbance of the world. Tadanantaram vishate. And also one more thing, he was thinking as a normal person, there is a far distance, means a huge distance between Ishvara and me. Now he will think what? There is no distance between Ishvara and me. That is known as a para bhakti, Advaita bhakti. Then sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madvyapashrayah mat prasadadavapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. That person, one who has established himself in para bhakti, that person, he may commit the actions, lots of actions in his life, but he will have the attitude of what? Everything is Ishvara Prasada. Because of my anugraha, he will definitely reach the ultimate, because he has become the ultimate. Shashvatam padam avyayam avapnoti. He reaches the ultimate, that which is imperishable and that which is eternal, which is known as Jivan Mukta Avastha. Then how it is possible, because he also commits the karma, performs the karma, where those karma phala will go. What is the science behind it? Explained in the next words. Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogamupashritya machitta satatam bhava. Because he is detached with the karma phala, my dear. He has done sannyasa, he has given up, he has renounced the karma phala while performing the karma, because this is called buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga upashritya. Having adapted karma yoga, which is known as buddhi yoga, machyata satatam bhava. So if you want to, Bhagavan says, not only Arjuna, if you also want to perform it, then you will definitely adapt this karma phala. Macchitta bhaha, you surrender to me. And he says, even Arjuna, therefore Arjuna, you have to give this karma phala up, means you have to renounce the karma phala. That with inner sannyasa, you have to perform buddhi yoga and place your mind on me. Macchitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi atha chetva mahankarat nashroshyasi vinankshasi. Bhagavan Krishna is warning first time in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, if you are able to place your mind in me, then what? You will overcome all the evil things in your life. If you are not listening to me, definitely there is not going to be any improvement. You will die and you will be born again, you will be dying again. That cycle will be continuing. Vinankshasi means you will go insane. That's the meaning. But so he will be continuing with the birth and death cycle. Okay, that's what Bhagavan means. And he continues, Yada hankaram ashritya nayotya iti manyase mithyaisha vyavasayaste prakrtistvam niyokshati. So if you are not giving priority for the knowledge which I have given, Bhagavan says to Arjuna, if you are not finding value to the knowledge which I have given, because the mind which gives priority to his own ahankara, it won't find this knowledge is valuable. Okay, therefore, yeda ahankaram ashritya. If you think, I would not fight. If you make the decision, after listening this much, after receiving this much knowledge which I have given, still you want to continue with your decision. Okay, it means you are dependent on your ego. Okay, if you commit so, if you quit the battle, mithyesha vyavasayaha, that decision is false. It won't help. Prakrtis tvam niyokti. So definitely you will fight again, because your nature, your kshatriya guna will make you fight. You cannot quit. If at all, for example, if you are leaving this land, means this field, battlefield, going out, if somebody says, you have run away from the battlefield, Arjuna, if he criticizes, you will kill them and you will come back and you will continue with the battle. Means at that time you will be victimized by Maya. Okay, therefore be careful. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana kartum nechasi yanmohat karishyasva savopitat. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana. Because people are bound by their own karma and characteristic. If at all you don't want to do it, you don't want to fight, so out of moha, again you will be made to fight. Hence the Prakriti won't leave you, it will make you fight. Why? I don't like to fight. Then why this world? World is Jadam, Prakriti is Jadam. Now I have understood I am Atma. Okay, I can be independent. That's what Arjuna might have thought. But Bhagavan says, no my dear, you have not completely understood. If you have understood the subject matter or the knowledge which I have given to you, you won't give a priority to your ahankara. Now your ahankara, which in the first chapter, which was affected by fear, anxiety, imbalanced emotions, they will victimize you. Not only that, this world is nothing but the Ishwarasya. Ishwarasya means, so my expansion is there in the world. He means, I exist in every object. Ishvara exists in every object. This language must be understood. Now Bhagavan himself, he says, Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam khrudreshe arjuna tishtati. Ishvara exists in all creature, my dear, in all atoms. That Ishvara alone making us run here and there according to our karma phala. Yantrarudhani mayaya brahmayan sarvabhutani. The jivas, who has taken their body, yantra arudhani, who has taken the body, they are driven by this maya, Ishvara alone. Therefore what? You have to surrender him alone. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyati shashvatam. The only solution is to surrender him. Now Bhagavan Krishna is giving a different way. He talks, the Ishvara as though somebody else. But finally he will say, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. He will come there. Now he says, so one should surrender to that Almighty Ishvara. Because of his grace alone, a person can attain param shanti, means tranquility. He becomes tranquil. That to eternal tranquility, means paramam shashvatam sthanam or shantim prapsyasi, means he will be attaining. Okay. Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrushyeta taseshayana yathechasi tatha kuru. Bhagavan concludes here, yathechasi tatha kuru. The education, the knowledge which is given by me is very secret. Guhyat guhyataram. It is supermost secret. I have given elaborately, thoroughly. There is no balance in it. Completely the knowledge is being given to you. Now that's your decision. If you want to fight, you can. If you want to quit, you can quit. Yathechasi tatha kuru. The same thing. Even Pujya Swamiji teaches, 3.5 years. My Guru. He won't say, you get married or not in the beginning. Just he will ask us to study Shastra. One should study Shastra. Then after 3.5 years, he will look at the people. The people, after receiving the knowledge, they will become very clear what is to be done, what is to be avoided. Therefore, Swamiji, always after 3.5 years course, Swamiji will ask us to live. Okay, so whatever you want to do, you just carry on. But we were, we got the clarity. Therefore, everyone, who took a proper decision. Some of them, they got married. Some of them, they took a proper decision to continue in the spiritual. So that's your choice. That's all. Bhagavan has concluded. Then the next words, Sarva guhyatamam bhuyah shruname paramam vachah ishtosi me dridhamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. Again, after concluding, Arjuna might have blinking his eyes, Therefore, Bhagavan again talks, so you are my bhakta and friend too, and I like you, ishtaha asimi. So I like you, therefore I give the just again. Once again I let you the importance. So this is the last summary that Bhagavan brings from verse number 64 to 68. So with that, Bhagavan concludes his subject matter. The teaching gets completed. That we will continue and end in the next session. Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Let us chant this Maha Mantra of Lord Venkateshwara to get rid of this chaos called the problems from Corona. Okay, we chant as much as possible the supreme mantra Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya. See you tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.